Welcome back. Paul and Silas had traveled to Philippi, which was the chief city of Macedonia at that time. While there, they were unjustly scourged. They were beaten with the rod and placed into the inner prison with their feet in stocks. But we're told in that account that, quote, at midnight, Paul and Silas were praying and singing hymns to God, and the prisoners were listening to them. Those who have an intimate relationship with the God of the universe will be filled with praise for God. When they are squeezed, it will be like a sponge. Whatever is in it will come out. If we're filled with praise for God, then when we're squeezed through trial and tribulation and troublesome situations, then what will pour out will be praise for God. What comes out of you when you're pressed? David also went through unjust persecutions, but his from the hand of King Saul. David had served King Saul as God's anointed leader of Israel. Yet Saul became jealous of David and sought to have him killed. He chased David throughout the wilderness. This time of trial in David's life was the catalyst for producing many of the Psalms that we read in God's Word. Indeed, the Psalms are a biblical hymnal. It was probably some of David's Psalms, or maybe those of the sons of Korah, that Paul and Silas were singing in the prison that night. I'd like to take a couple days to consider the importance of singing as a part of our prayer life. Note, I didn't say singing well. Many would say, oh, but I just can't sing. But you can sing. It may not be in your own ear or in your mind a pleasant tune, but if it is a song of praise to our God, then it is a pleasant tune in the ears of our God who created you, who designed you, who formed you, who knit you together in your mother's womb. Today I'd like to consider Psalm 57, in which we note that it was a miktam. A miktam is a lyrical poem that David wrote while he was on the run from Saul and hiding in a cave. Psalm 57. To the chief musician, set to Do Not Destroy, a miktam of David, when he fled from Saul into the cave. Be merciful to me, O God, be merciful to me, for my soul trusts in you, and in the shadow of your wings I will make my refuge, until these calamities have passed by. I will cry out to God Most High, to God who performs all things for me. He shall send from heaven and save me. He reproaches the one who would swallow me up. Selah. God shall send forth his mercy and his truth. My soul is among lions. I lie among the sons of men who are set on fire, whose teeth are spears and arrows, and their tongue a sharp sword. Be exalted, O God, above the heavens. Let your glory be above all the earth. They have prepared a net for my steps. My soul is bowed down. They have dug a pit before me. Into the midst of it, they themselves have fallen. Selah. My heart is steadfast, O God. My heart is steadfast. I will sing and give praise. Awake, my glory. Awake, lute and harp. I will awake in the dawn. I will praise you, O Lord, among the peoples. I will sing to you among the nations. For your mercy reaches into the heavens, and your truth unto the clouds. Be exalted, O God, above the heavens. Let your glory be above all the earth. While David is on the run, he is singing the praise of Yahweh. He is recalling the chesed and emet of God. Twice we're told there in verse 3, God shall send forth his mercy and his truth, that is, his chesed and emet. And then later we're told by David in verse 10, for your chesed reaches unto the heavens and your emet unto the clouds. David is calling out and praising God for his chesed and emet. Bob's definition of chesed is the faithful loving kindness of God to the objects of his covenant, or more simply put, faithful loving kindness. The word chesed, the Hebrew word chesed, is translated into English multiple different ways because it has so much embraced within it. It is translated as mercy, faithful, loving kindness, and even goodness. And so many times, though, when chesed and emet meaning truth or true, when they are placed together, it is revealing the fullness of the trustworthiness of Yahweh. The chesed of God is like a level being placed out. And the emet of God is like the plumb line that he is true. That Yahweh is chesed and emet. He is faithful and true. You can rely upon him. You can have confidence in him because he is ultimately, fully, 100% trustworthy. In the future, we'll spend some time considering the attributes of God. Today, I don't want to get totally distracted with the chesed of God, although that is my favorite attribute of Yahweh, who he is. Today, I want to highlight the effect of meditating upon Yahweh in the life of David. As he was on the run, he is considering, he is meditating upon, he's thinking about the faithfulness of God, that Yahweh is chesed and emet, and it just wells up with praise within him, and he begins to sing. It meditating upon who God is and what he has done just causes him to burst forth in song to Yahweh, praising him, thanking him, just as it did in the life of Paul and Siilas, as they sat in that prison, unjustly being persecuted while they were serving God in the city of Philippi. Such that as they were bruised, having their feet in stock, at midnight, they're welling up with prayer and praise to the God of the universe. Again, whatever is in you will come out when you are pressed. I'd like to encourage you today to begin to incorporate listening to godly biblical music in your life, if it isn't already. As we fill ourselves with songs of praise, it will become what we think about and meditate upon throughout our day. I want to challenge you then today to go out and find, whether you use Spotify, whether you use Pandora, whether you have a MP3 player, that you will seek to find songs of praise that you might sing to God, to magnify and glorify him. May you feel emboldened today to sing before the Lord, giving him the praise that he deserves. Pray and have a blessed day.